Thank you, Andrew. So now we are in, I believe it is week 78 of the IGE Summit. We are starting today. I'm in a little bit of a noisy place at the hotel because of a power outage at my own place where I typically do these presentations on Thursdays. So we are starting the Unity Summit 78. We have our guest speaker on with us here. His name is John Damasin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You should perhaps correct me on a mistake I have in terms of pronouncing the name. Jean Sibomugisha from the Nakavale refugee camp in Uganda. He will be having a presentation for us about his live art exhibition that's taking place in a few days. So you can go ahead, Jean, go with that presentation.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes. First of all, I'm very, very, very sorry because here just the network is not good. But I am very, very happy to be with you at this time. Here it is already at night. You can see the image is not good. So my name is Bomucha Tadamase. I'm 22 years old. And I am a visual artist, painter, sculptor, and storyteller. So I'm founder and CEO of Umucho Art. Umucho Art is a refugee art project that was founded in 2020 through providing art education to young people. Because here you found many Africans are outside the school. So you find the children, youth, just they are doing nothing. So that moment, just that time, I was like that. I finished school P7. It was in 2017. So I had nothing to do. I continued just doing practice in art. So 2020, that is when I created the project called Umucho Art. So where I started with the 3 members. Can you hear me? Where I started with the 3 members, and I tried to teach them every day doing practice. 3 members was Espoir, and Espoir, Christian, and this is done. So one is Congolese, and then the other one is Rwanda. Me, I am Congolese. So it was very hard, but we tried to push on. So now we are having over 65 students who are learning from Umucho Art. Now we have more products in art. Yeah, we have art pieces. We have storybooks. We have statues made by from waste paper mache. And also we have art craft. There's things of crafting, just where necklace like that, just used by waste papers, paper mache. So we are now, we don't have now a market, so we sit together and discuss what we can do to support young people, because they do and they don't. So we discuss together to see how we can host exhibition. So in Umucho Art, we have the vision of having exhibition like 2 times in a year. So Umucho Art, this is going to be our first time to host exhibition. chat. So we young people are going to share about why they do art and what inspires them and what is the motivation they can just share with others to do. So the exhibition is going to be on foot as we shall open exhibition at around 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. in Ugandan time. Just the project which is supporting this through sharing with more networks. Just it's African Voices Dialogue, APDN, and also Aflango. So we are going to use the website of African Voices Dialogue because now we don't have a website, so we are going to use the website of African Voices Dialogue. And also this exhibition is going to support us as having our new location. Because right now we don't have a place where we can work from. We need to have a place. Someone who can still just in exhibition will to support that already. Just the wing of dinner box is already on, and yeah, I think that is all. But what we do, we do art which has a message of just peace building, just hope, providing hope like that. Yeah, I think that is all that I can share with you. But I'm sorry because my English is very, very small. But step by step, I believe that will be go.
So I didn't hear exactly what you were saying. Did you need somebody to put up, or are you going to be sharing your screen?
Sorry, come again.
Will you be sharing your screen? You mentioned that you wanted to share your website. Is that correct?
Website.
You have any visual presentations?
The website we are going to use.
Can you share that with us?
Yes, I can share. I can share here just in chat. I can share here in chat. Robin is already on chat. Robin, she is already in chat. Maybe she can share.
Hi, Sibo. Yes, sure. I've shared. I'll look for the link for the I'll look for the link as well for the LinkedIn profile or the LinkedIn campaign on Emoitio Art. It's an amazing initiative that they are running, Sibo and his team. So I'll post that in the chat as well, which will allow a little bit, you know, for the people on the call to actually be able to open up and have a look at what they are doing. Sibo, I see your electricity is not helping you out today.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. I'm actually at a hotel right now, in a hotel lobby, trying to juggle background music and people speaking. So not a regular event as we usually have.
Fantastic, no problem. I'm just quickly grabbing this link, which I think hopefully will allow for a little bit of fill in on the details on Emoitio Art, because Sibo's signal doesn't look fantastic today. So
Well, actually, Robin, if you could, you have the ability to share your screen if you have a little bit better logistics than they do. But that's the option that is available to you.
I'm also on my phone. Let me see if I can share from here. I have to find it quickly first.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I could share my screen regular way either, because I have so much stuff here. Usually I have two screens. There's my laptop and my regular, and the large screen beside it, but now I'm just on my laptop.
So what I'm quickly going to do is just get the link and share it at least in the chat, and then I'll try and share. I'll try and share it also on the screen, but it's a bit tricky from my cell phone. Hold in a ticky. Okay. Fantastic. All right, so there we go.
Perhaps once I get the link, I can try to share my screen. See if that works.
I'll join again from my laptop and I'll be able to do it much better from there. So let me do that.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, this morning I looked in the elevator and there was a notice on the wall of the elevator that said, "You will lose your power today." When I got home after dropping off the wife, sure enough, there was no power, which means no internet. It's unfortunate because there are so many events coming up. So I'm posting into the chat of the upcoming events that start tomorrow. So perhaps for now, we could have other people introduce themselves if they are on call. So you might want to talk about what you are doing. You're ready. For this thing.
Well, that was amazing. I managed to let myself in.
Congratulations.
Agreed.
Thank you, Robin.
So Lloyd, you were saying maybe everybody can introduce themselves, but I'm going to. What I can do is share. So Sibo, if you are happy for me to do so, I have a video from a past event that that In Which Your Art ran with Africa Voices Dialogue, but a little bit of a slideshow that was from a past event, but I think it's such a beautiful representation of what you guys do, Sibo. And if you're comfortable for me to share it, then I will happily do that, because I think it gives a fantastic feeling for the work that's happening.
Yes,
In Which Your Art.
yes, and yes, Robin. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, so let me do that quickly. All right. Okay, so just so that you're aware, because I think it probably is relevant. So I'm from an organization called Africa Voices Dialogue, and we work with a number of organizations, but In Which Your Art has just been an incredible one of the organizations on the continent that we've been fortunate enough to have in our network, and particularly Sibo and Espoir and Sefu and Boniface, who are all part of Umocho Art, have been part of a peace building initiative that's cross-continental, but specifically they've brought art. So I'm sure that Sibo may have shared with you, but I don't know how audible it was, that this project is one which he initiated. He's now 22. He initiated when he was 18 in the Nakivale refugee camp in Uganda. And basically bringing art as a form of self-expression, of creative expression, and of peace-building work into that community. And they've been operating out of a partner organization's site. They are currently wanting to raise funds after 4 years to build an exhibition site and a working space for Umocho Art. This project is incredible. So they currently have 67 resident artists that are working, that come daily to do art. They do artwork with children from really young, I think probably the age of 3 or 4. And they do the most beautiful, beautiful work. So the slides I'll share with you are just a little bit of a visual feeling for what it is that they do. So these are sort of some of the images of the work, the Umocho Art project underway in Nakivale. And you'll see lots of little kids, but also lots of teens, lots of adults. And the artworks are incredible. So Sibo himself at 22 is one of the most proficient artists I've encountered. He's donated to Africa Voices Dialogue as a gift from Umocho Art, some of the artwork that we will use to represent our work going forward. And yeah, these are some of the artworks coming out of this project. So incredible, incredible opportunity for self-expression, really profound talent, and created by young children all the way through to people who've been living in Nakivale for probably most of their teenage and young adult lives. So in this picture, I'll just get a little pointer. So this is Sibo. So Sibo Mogoshe Jean Damascene, he founded Umocho Art. This is Espoir. So Espoir is the kind of financial director of Umocho Art. I'm looking if I can see Sifu here. Yeah, so a number of the young people, and you'll see not only acrylic art, but also sculptural art. They do a lot of poetry, a lot of music, so all forms of artistic expression. And let me hope that I can actually share this. No, let me see, I'll have to redo this. So let me try and open the video link here, and then I'll reshare, because the video is really beautiful. So if there's enough time, Lloyd, for me to do that, I'll quickly just open the video and get that going.
There is enough time. There is no constraint.
Great. I just need to escape from here. All right. Okay.
So this is an unusual situation, of course, where I have not my normal place, and then we also have not the expected presenter. Now, Robin, it seems that you are front and center.
Yes.
I'd actually.
Sorry. Carry on, Lloyd.
No, I was gonna say this is really important that you are presenting what I think is an important thing that people need to understand what's actually happening in these places, such as these refugee camps. And I'd really like to have a follow-up conversation with you about potentially partnering on projects with our own community. See if we can even get partnerships through our CPP program. You know, that's a follow-up.
Yeah, fantastic. And I think particularly for the opportunity to recognize the difficulty in connecting and communicating from the geographic space that Sibo and his team are in, being able to actually make visible and audible this remarkable work that's happening, really remarkable work that's happening, which otherwise remains kind of invisible. So it's to get out of the way of being able to see what's happening. And what's very fortunate here is that, you know, I think this video which Sibo created for the event that we held some time ago is an audible and really graphic way to experience what Umucho is doing, without internet and signal getting in the way and making it less accessible for us. So let me play it, and then we can chat a bit more. Can you hear?
We're ready when you are.
Can you hear? Oh, sorry guys, my screen sharing was paused. Let me unpause my screen sharing again. I was thinking that you could hear that, but obviously not. Sorry, technical trickery.
No worries. You just have to make sure that when you reshare, you click the share sound at the bottom left side.
Yeah, I've clicked share sound, but because we were having a quick chat, I paused the screen sharing accidentally.
Okay.
So tell me if you can hear.
Hey everybody, my name is Rebecca Spari.
It's a bit low, but yes, we can hear.
I live in
Is a bit low.
I'm in P5 class. I want to talk about peace. Peace is to live in the community and have freedom, and freedom is that is children go to school. Thanks.
Bonjour, monsieur et madame. Bonjour à tous. Je m'appelle John Cardo. Donc, je suis réfugié pour le moment depuis 2017. J'ai fait des dessins à Umucho Art. Bon, les dessins m'inspirent beaucoup. Ça m'aide à débarrasser mes stress. Et puis, ça m'aide aussi à se rapprocher d'autres nationalités parce que je suis congolais. Donc, en étant congolais au Congo, on ne connaît pas d'autres nationalités. Mais avec l'art, ici au camp des réfugiés des Nativales, je me croise avec beaucoup de gens de différentes nationalités. Des Burundais, Soudanais, bon, différentes nationalités donc, qui sont réfugiés ici. Mais j'aime bien les dessins, c'est ça mon métier. Alors, j'adore bien les dessins parce que ça m'aide vraiment à se rapprocher à quelque chose qui est donc supérieur. Donc, je ne sais pas comment dire, mais avec l'art, on se débarrasse donc de tous nos stress. Tout vraiment. Et encore, ça nous aide aussi à, donc, nos nationalités à oublier beaucoup de problèmes qu'on a eu dans nos pays différents. Ça nous aide aussi à oublier des souffrances que nous avons aussi. Parce que la vie n'est pas vraiment facile malgré que nous faisons des dessins. La vie est compliquée. Mais ça nous aide aussi à s'aimer entre nous. Ça crée une harmonie, un amour. Et ça crée une histoire entre nous. Donc, nous voulions aussi que nous puissions avoir du soutien. Des soutiens venant des gens qui peuvent nous aider, nous les gens qui sont vraiment dans des vies difficiles. Nous voulons avoir aussi une vision. C'est pour cela que nous faisons ça. Nous voulons aussi avoir quelque chose de spécial devant nous. Alors, nous demandons aussi de l'aide. Vraiment, c'est trop spécial si vous nous aidez. Et si vous nous soutenez avec ce que nous faisons, c'est ce que nous avons besoin d'avoir. Merci vraiment, messieurs, madame, merci, merci beaucoup.
Bonjour, bonsoir, je m'appelle Christelle, je suis une Congolaise, j'ai 19 je dessine. Peut-être vous pouvez me poser la question pourquoi est-ce que je dessine. En fait, c'est parce que j'étais beaucoup trop traumatisée, vous voyez, après cette guerre qui était chez nous. Lorsque je suis venue ici, à Mucho Out, ça m'a aidé vraiment beaucoup à me sentir mieux, ça m'a beaucoup inspirée. Et aujourd'hui, je me sens tellement en paix parce que je suis dans un groupe où même beaucoup, on m'apprécie beaucoup. Il n'y a pas des coups de feu qui sont en train de se battre là dehors. Et nous sommes unis tous, on s'aime beaucoup. Il n'y a pas de trucs du genre, toi t'es Burundais ou quoi, non. Nous sommes tous unis, nous nous aimons comme nous sommes et ça, j'apprécie beaucoup. Vraiment, ça m'inspire beaucoup et j'aime beaucoup là. Merci.
My name is Neshimenema. I'm in P5 class. I am a Burundian. Peace is to live with family, to live with friends in happiness. Thank you.
Bonjour, bonsoir, mesdames, messieurs. Je réponds au nom de Jenny Osna Kupi. Je vis à Natifal et je suis réfugiée. Je suis congolaise et je dessine. Et j'ai découvert cette école où Mucho Art, ça m'aide vraiment. Et les dessins, c'est quelque chose que je préférais. Et Mucho Art nous donne la paix et on est unis. Il n'y a pas de trucs de racistes, non, on est vraiment unis et ça nous aide à développer des trucs. Et on a envie de chercher la paix entre nous et c'est vraiment une très bonne chose. Et je remercie Mucho Art parce que ça m'aide vraiment, je développe vraiment parce que je commence à me forcer à dessiner. C'est une bonne chose qui m'arrive. Vraiment tout ça, c'est un bonheur pour moi et pour ma famille. Et je vous remercie.
Construire la paix. Et la paix, comment on peut construire la paix? Et comme nous sommes ici à Umucho et on se rencontre de gens de différents pays, ici nous sommes un. Ici il n'y a pas de choses de discrimination, nous sommes un. Nous sommes tous étudiants. Ici il n'y a pas de choses de discriminer les autres. L'art nous fait unis. L'art nous fait une personne, nous sommes unis, nous sommes un, on partage ensemble, on parle ensemble.
My name is Ekima Sukari. I'm living in Nati Valley. I have 15 years old. I want to share about peace. Peace is where children go to school and play together without discrimination.
So I don't speak French. I'm not sure how many of the rest of you speak French, but what is so beautiful is being able to listen beyond the language that you're familiar with to the human beings on the other side of that clip. So Sibo, anything you want to share?
No, just nothing a lot, because when I'm repeating this video again, just some experience. What even me, I don't understand this French, because even Esquarri was the one who was explaining for me what they were saying. So what the children were sharing about was all about peace, talking about peace. Just experience how they feel. We are they were trying to share what this means to them and just share with other children. Yeah, nothing a lot, but also what they do, like drawing. They also draw just some drawings gives message in the community and also speak before you just they talk. Okay, thank you.
The sound is so bad, Sibo. We have
Sorry?
the sound. The sound is terrible. The sound is terrible. Can't hear so well.
You can't hear very well.
Mm-mm. But does
I
it?
was saying the children we are sharing about peace was just, I remember we had a workshop where children shared their experience with others because they pass in different lives, so they come together and share and just advise other children just to behave very good and also be don't just stop in giving up just to go to school like that. So on my side, I don't understand French very well because Espoir and the others French was I speak Swahili. So they try to share with in Swahili like that. So what the children they do, they also just talk about what they have done because what they do must have a message. So they always draw something that gives a message that is positive. Yeah.
Thank you, Sibo. So I think that's the remarkable thing. So Nakivali is a refugee, and Sibo, maybe I can just try and share my understanding as best I can. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I was actually with Sibo 2 weeks ago in person in Uganda. So it gives a much better felt sense of things. But Naki Valley is one of the oldest refugee camps in East Africa. It is a full village, basically, but it is all refugees from multiple different countries. So Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, multiple different countries in and around the area, multiple different nationalities, different language groups. So there's a lot of difficulty with fracturing of communities, and Umucho art has created an incredible way to see beyond those fractures and ethnic divides and the kind of ongoing conflict that re-mirrors itself back in a refugee environment, and through art really being able to transcend those divisions, those cultural enclaves, and allow people to communicate through art, music, poetry, dance. So it's very, very powerful what's happening there. And I was just saying to Lloyd, perhaps we can see if anybody has any questions, and I'll try my best to answer what Sibo's sound won't allow, with the understanding that I'm South African and it's not, it would be at best a translation. But if anybody has any questions.
Yes, Robin, how can we best assist this project? What's the call to action?
Fantastic, thank you. So I think there's something about amplification of so amplification, creating access for people to see and to understand. Sibo and his team are at the moment, they've been working unbelievably hard for the past 3 months, Sibo, for the past 3 months, because they have a pressing need. The project has grown tremendously. It's all run by people who are under 25, so they are the most incredible youth leaders. But it's grown tremendously. They've been occupying physical premises and operating from physical premises from another project called Now and Tomorrow. So it's another project's physical space that they've been operating out of. They've outgrown it. And they are now needing to build a space for themselves. So they've got to a point where they're sufficiently permanent and sufficiently influential and have a huge amount of appetite and interest for growth, to be able to create their own space. Sibo is a huge visionary. So he is able to present the work that's happening at certainly national level. So he has, for instance, he's a very good artist. So he has commissions coming through from people in Kampala or in Entebbe, in Uganda, which he's doing for them. But what they really want to do is start marketing their art. And their art is obviously mixed quality, because they've got very young kids, but they have some spectacular art. So they're wanting to market their art. And what Sibo has spent the past 3 months doing is creating an online exhibition. And the goal of the online exhibition is to raise funds for them to be able to build their own physical home for Umuthu art. And that home will allow them to have an exhibition space. It'll allow them to have a space for the community to come and do artwork. So I think they do, you can put in the chat, Sibo, or put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but I think they have 2 formal art sessions for the children, for the community a week. So they're looking for a formal space where they don't have to pack up and pack down and pack in again. And that space will also ideally have space for a lot of other art forms. So a music space, a space for, multiple different, so sculptural art. So they're raising funds. They're looking to raise $9,800 in order to build that, which is not nothing, quite a bit of money, but at the same time, not that much money, to achieve what the goals of this organization are. And at the same time also amplify, so develop a name for Umuthu art where they can have their art bought and commissioned, which goes way, way beyond the financial implications of that, and goes to visibility and seeing a community that is not seen very often, and validating that community and validating that life experience and opening access to opportunities. So, I mean, if I had to dream, I'd say, wouldn't it be amazing? And I've seen it happen in other projects, to have young artists out of Naki Valley actually having access to opportunities to further their careers in the creative arts or in other spaces that come about because they've become visible. So practically in the link there, what we've done is we have set up a link if people are keen to come to the exhibition. Sorry. So if people are keen to come to the exhibition, I'll post it again. There's a link to RSVP for the exhibition, to join. There's a Zoom link available. I've got it somewhere, but I haven't put it on slides. Sibo's poster. And then there's also a little bit of a fundraising campaign that's associated with that, to raise funds to build the space that they're wanting to build. And Sibo's fallen. Oh no, there's Sibo. Anything to add, Sibo?
So I am going to post, I hope that is the correct link in the chat for everybody to get that, so they can also register and participate as well. For certain, I would like to have that conversation with you and Sibo, and hopefully also we will have Lisa Anise and others on the call, like Laika, who's in Uganda, as well as Hendrik, who's also in South Africa, participate in trying to put together some kind of fundraising so we can get that center built, because I think that could be something where we can really engage, especially with these UN Global Compact organizations, and have They're CEOs, they're people in those corporations purchasing this art and raising it.
That would be the best. So there's one thing to raise the funds, but to be able to raise profile by doing that, I think that's really what the goal of raising any funds would actually to raise visibility and profile.
Have their art hanging on the walls of their in their offices, right? In their boardrooms, and then them being able to point to those artworks on the walls or on the table in the middle of their boardrooms. Say, you know where I got that art? As they're having their meetings. You're currently muted right now.
No, I know,
Say
I'm
a few
speaking to my
words.
daughter who's shouting at me from downstairs. So, but that's great. Yeah, so I think, Sibo's contact details are there. It would be amazing to reach out to him. And then if there's time, I'd love to play you just a little video, because it's also there are a lot of the team. So maybe I can tell you a quick story. If there aren't, does anybody else have any other questions?
What was yours, Robin? Go right ahead.
I'll have to find this video quickly. But so I just want to, it's demonstrative of the character of Sibo and his team. So very fortunately, I was able to travel to Uganda 2 weeks ago, and I reached out to quite a number of our Africa Voices Dialogue community in Uganda, and said, is there any way that it would be possible for us to connect and to actually physically be present in the same space? And we did a little bit of a fundraising, kind of like a very last minute fundraising campaign, and we literally raised just enough to cover transport costs for Sibo and four other people from Naki Valley and another colleague from Kenya to travel and for us to meet in Entebbe. But what that meant for Sibo, for Espoir, for Sifu, and for Boniface that came from Naki Valley was a 13-hour bus drive to get to Entebbe, to spend one day together, and they did it. And that speaks beyond volumes as to just what amazing human beings they are. And so whatever we can do to make that 9 hours, that 13-hour double 26-hour trip count, we'd really like to make it count. So this little video was from the day that we spent together. We basically, one of our team members compiled a picture or a video of all of the things that we did together that day, and it was the most wonderful event. I just do have to find the video first, so let me quickly look for that. Here we go. Okay, so I found it. I think my sound is still on. And if I can explain to you, so in this little video, it are many of the Naki Valley team members, guy called Fiston Muganda, who's also from Naki Valley, who's been very involved with the Mocho art, but is another exceptional young leader. We're trying to raise funds. Well, Fiston is trying to raise funds for a scholarship that he has got to Canada. This man should be president. He's incredible. What he has had to go through just to get papers, because he has no papers as a refugee, but one of the most intelligent, motivated, incredible young men imaginable, has been hell. So, seeing what it takes to allow people who have inherent capacity for leadership to actually live into that, we should all be bowing down before them, because it's remarkable the life journey of that many of these young refugees undertake, and where they go with what they have been offered in life. Okay, so this is this little video. It's really fun. I hope you enjoy it. There's no language, there's just dancing and visuals. And so hopefully we won't feel the need for anybody to translate for us. We'll just be able to enjoy what it is. Okay, just let me know, Lloyd, if you can't hear. Sorry about all the pictures of me in the beginning. They'll go away just now. Fantastic. These are two of Sefu's pictures. So just beautiful. And lastly, sorry. This is what Sibo created for us, for Africa Voice with Dialogue. That was his gift to us. I don't know if you can see well. This was the original, which I love beyond love. Thank you, Sibo. Thank you, Sibo. Really appreciate it.
Thank you too. I really appreciate it.
Oh. Great. Thanks, Lloyd. Thank you for
Thank you
creating
so
that.
much, Robin, for sharing this story that you have is amazing. Again, we need to definitely follow up and do something with this. I think this was an amazing presentation you've made today for us. I'm so glad that everybody's been able to see this as well. And I'm hoping that we can do a multi-continent project out of this. Across the Americas, Africa, even we have some people from India with us today. Dr. Reddy is with us as well. Yes. There's potential to do a 3-continent project to fundraise and help to develop these communities. Lisa, you wish to say something?
Yes, I actually was contacted by SIBO back in late July. I've just sent another message back to them. I'm looking forward to speaking with you about the development of exchange programs that we're beginning. We're starting to negotiate on. There seems to be a disagreement as to how many groups are going to take part because the demand just exploded. But I would love to discuss that with you and see how we may combine our works together to move this all forward on a larger scale. So yes, I did send connection. I'm looking forward to that. I also just sent you an email based on the link that you left in chat here. So looks to me like we can very easily get something moving forward and use this to help create the model for arts associations or arts councils in all of our communities that we're working with, because of course we want everyone to be represented. And as we all know, culture unifies diverse peoples in ways nothing else can. And this is a very important part of our work, regardless of what others might say. We know better. So I'm looking forward to those conversations. Thank you very, very much. I'm so fortunate to have got here in time to be able to watch that presentation. Okay.
You missed some amazing dialogue earlier as well, Lisa. I would like to say that I would like to move forward, especially around the exchange programs and fed through the Global Sister Schools program. So I'd like to have a dialogue, for instance, with the arts departments at York University, example, and also in Los Angeles, and also in where you are in San Francisco, to also, of course, in Africa, wherever else we might be able to find partners, and then also have those conversations.
Oh yes, certainly.
With those UN Global Compact members.
Yes, well, and certainly we have a number of groups here that have been coming together to set the model for teaching for cultural education as part of university degrees, along with its different forms that it comes in. So I can bring some of those people in right away. We can start discussions with them. In fact, Lloyd, if you go to the Clubhouse this weekend, we can start a dialogue on that with a number of hip hop groups across the country here, as well as in other areas, because we're starting to get people from the African interior coming in to take part and give a few words on what they're doing.
So I'll work on my phone to see if I can somehow clear up some memory to install the apps that will allow me to join the HHC Hip Hop Congress dialogue, so I'll be recognized there instead of just watching.
I wound up having to buy a new phone in order to get that extra memory. So I'm having a host of problems getting everything loaded. So, you know, we'll try to resolve some of that today if we can. But Yes.
I may need to do the same. I may need to borrow off my credit card to just get a phone and just fight it.
Well, surprisingly enough, due to the holidays, costs of these phones are quite a bit lower than they usually are. I actually paid outright cash and saved myself around $500.
Yeah,
I guess.
so. Yeah, my phone is a few years old, and I keep having to just delete photos and videos that people are sending me over WhatsApp because I just don't have any room. Or off the. So I'm hoping that at this point, we may have some additional questions or comments from my life. Chat.
Yes, Professor. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Malaika Gabriela Ligami from Uganda, Kampala. I am so grateful to be part of this meeting, and I really honor the presenters tonight who are from Uganda as well. I'm really shocked, like great things are happening within the country I'm in, and we hadn't had an idea that Madam Robin, I think Robin, was in the country 2 weeks back. So as UnityNet Uganda, as I represent the seat of not representing, but I'm the Vice President UnityNet Uganda. And at the continental level, I'm the Treasury UnityNet African Diaspora. I think Professor Lloyd, moving forward, when such is happening, I think it is also good or good for us like to know and to know the organizations that are really attached to the UnityNet Uganda chapter so that we can support each other. All these things that we are doing, I believe it's for the good of our community, whether children, whether the youth, whether the women, whether the elderly, it's for the better of our communities. Yeah, and I'm really grateful because every Thursday, if just not being available, I always make sure that I log in the meetings, and they have been really been a plus to me. Yeah, that's why I really feel bad when I fail to attend the meetings on Thursday, the IGU meetings on Thursday. Now, like today, those who missed, like who are from Uganda and missed today's meeting, they have really missed a lot. First of all, I didn't know Chivale refugee camp had such great young people, boys and girls that have a great talent. I didn't know. So I'm just following up on the presenter's video. And I believe we can also visit each other, visit the camp, see what we can do together. So I think even what happened in Entebbe, from where I am to Entebbe, is not far. It's like a 10-kilometer drive. And I believe we can really do great work because I believe unity is strength. And when we combine our efforts together, we are really going to achieve better than when you only be one player in the space. Otherwise, Professor, I'm so grateful. I have learned a lot. It has been a great presentation from Robin and from my colleague in Uganda, the gentleman at the refugee camp. And I believe with more presentation and with more impact that we are doing in our communities, I think we shall make these communities and where people are, these vulnerable people are, to be better communities for them to live in. Otherwise, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Professor. Protocol observed and the organizers of this meeting to give us such an opportunity for us to share our ideas, to share what we are doing and what we are planning to do. And I believe it's all for the good. Thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you so much, Malaika. I think you could be one of the very key people to help in this project as well moving forward. I know your passion for what we're trying to achieve. I'd like to see if there's possible we can establish even what we call the UnityNet Peace Center in Uganda at these refugee camps, and this as an example for others, not just in Uganda, but across Africa, around the world. As we come forward, develop these programs and partnerships across the continent. So I'm hoping if there are any others that wish to say a few words, we are still open. We have time for discussion. We have time for any other comments or questions. Erwan or Heinrich or Dr. Reddy, would you like to say a few words as well?
Well, yes, Lloyd, it turns out having you cloistered in the hotel was actually a good thing. We had excellent presentation tonight from our guest speaker via his aid in South Africa. Well done, Robin. I think excellent word, and yeah, as Andrew have indicated, you must indicate how we can support from UnityNet South Africa side, and see how we can assist. We've got our own challenges at the moment in Southern Africa. We are sitting with the Kariba Dam on 4.6% water. So that is 50% of Zimbabwe's installed capacity to generate electricity. And you guys all are aware of the situation in South Africa. We don't have enough capacity to help ourselves. So Eskom, our utility, can't assist Zimbabwe anymore. So, and at 4.6%, there's just not enough water to generate electricity. So Zimbabwe is falling in total darkness. We need rain in the catchment area of the Zambezi to fill up the dam so that they can start the hydroelectrical turbines again to generate electricity. Yeah, we need to come up with a total systems approach. The livability issues that we've addressed tonight is very important, and if we can turn that into businesses that can support the communities, it will be excellent. But too many things are not sustainable in Africa, and we need to move to a point where communities can look after themselves. It seems like the bigger picture of you know, relying on local government and government is just not working out for the communities, and we need to come up with guidance and ways where we can assist these people to get those catalytic projects going, to look at the livability aspects around young people, old people, and to come up with sustainable projects that can sustain the development and the longevity of those communities. And I think that you know, to listen tonight to a refugee camp that is actually achieving some of those aspects is really heartwarming, and I would like to congratulate that team thoroughly. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Henrik. So actually, in many ways, South Africa is important for what we're trying to do in terms of fundraising, because South Africa is a G20 country. So within the network we're trying to create, essentially we are trying to engage, especially with those corporations who typically have their regional headquarters in the big cities of these developed countries, like in South Africa, like in Canada, like in the UK, like of course in the United States. And so engaging them in the cities where they're at, in planting these youth peace gardens at their headquarters, and also planting the twins of those youth peace gardens in those refugee camps, for instance, where we can now have a dialogue and say, we are planting a youth peace garden on your property at your headquarters, but we also planted one twin with that youth peace garden on your property with the one in Machiavelli. And so we can start having those dialogues with hopefully the people who are making those decisions about what's happening within their own boardrooms, and then have those conversations through the artwork that we're presenting to them. So again, if there's anybody else that would like to introduce themselves, we are open. For instance, Erwan Rusli, hoping that you will have a few words for us today.
Yes, I'm sorry I missed. So I'm looking forward actually about this program with the available art system. There will be something new for us, maybe on the cultural program with Lisa with the hip hop, and I think with the refugee camp and something vulnerable people. Then something that we have to pay attention very closely about this. So I think I'm looking forward maybe following up after this through Robin and also the team from Moxia Arts. So hopefully we can connect. Robin, your email, is that with .com or .org?
The one I've got there, it's .africa.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I have to run. So just to clarify, so I just joined to listen to Sibo, but because of internet crisis happened to do so. This is Sibo's work, but you are very welcome to connect with me as well. But connect with him regarding this, because yeah, it's the Mucho
Okay.
art is all him. But I'd love to chat, and Lloyd would love to also chat further, because I think there are many similar things that could be, many opportunities for conversation as well. Thank you so much, and please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I actually was supposed to be somewhere half an hour ago. So
Thank you.
Thank you
so much, Robert. Erwan, I'd like it if you could also introduce yourself, because people may not know who you are.
Yeah, I'm with the Rusli Institute of Technology and Development. We are having a program right now with the collaboration with the Unity Network and also with AHIABGA in the poverty alleviation. So we are hoping that this will be come up with several grant proposal that hopefully we'll be able to get some funding. We are covering comprehensive and integrated approach. So this including empowerment program. There will be education, healthcare, cultural exchange. Also, this is art is certainly one of the aspects that we would like to also develop in terms of interaction between US, and Africa, and Canada, and other countries, so that we're hoping that we'll be able to alleviate, first of all, from poverty, and maybe with the through art, through even with the connecting part, we'll be able to maybe raise funds, maybe to develop some kind of investment scenario or scheme that we can help people, whether they are in refugee camps or whether they are in very poor communities throughout the world. Thank you.
Professor Rusli, what I
Yes.
wanted to point out to you is that the hip hop organizations that have been coming to the Hip Hop Congress Clubhouse, several of them have already begun grant applications for an exchange program. And that's something that you'll want to discuss with them, because I've been pushing them to move ahead. And I've been pushing them to come to the meetings on Wednesday mornings. So far, no one's been able to, because they're either running child centers or they're running schools. So, but we'll see what we can do about that. But I do urge you, come to the Hip Hop Congress Clubhouse on Saturday. I can send you the link
Yes,
that you
I
can be
will. I will need the link for the Saturday meeting you have over there, because I think we can start focusing on this some of this grant proposal maybe, and
Yes.
then including the transparency aspect of it, including
Yes.
all aspects, so that is definitely will benefit the beneficiary, everybody, and the stakeholder.
And I'd like to actually iterate or reiterate something that Erwan did say. He said that art is part of this. I actually would say art is a pillar of this motion of these projects as we move forward. It is the foundation on which we're going to build the rest of what we are trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And so I think there's one person who has not introduced themselves at this point in time, and that is Ansumana Sano. If it's possible that you could also introduce yourself. You are muted.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Good evening. Would you
How
wish
are
to
you all?
introduce yourself as well?
All right, I'm happy to be part of you. Greeting from the Gambia. Sunny day. Is the sun is almost going down now. Temperature coming down. Mild breeze. Yeah. Life is normal. I'm happy to be part of you people.
And hopefully we can also include the Gambia as well in many of our programs as we move forward. I believe it has a very significant historical perspective from the point of view of the connections we're trying to create across the ocean, where historically there is a story, and probably Andrew would tell best, and the connection to certain islands off the coast of Gambia. That is part of the story we are also telling. That's been told a couple of times, but it would be interesting if Andrew is available to tell a little bit about that to the members who are on the call today.
Not at this time, Lloyd. I'm walking and unable to participate at this time, but it's Kunta Kinte Island is the name of the island.
So we will try to, what I'd like to do is put that information, at least a little note in the chat, and perhaps as a follow-up to the call, provide a little bit more information about that island off the coast of Gambia. So today, it may be that we don't have any other additional presentations or other things that can be done right now. So we may want to wrap up unless there are other comments or questions for our guest speaker, who is still on with us. And if nothing, then we will likely close up for the day. So I wanted to thank you all for coming on the call today. It is week 78 of our Indigenous Global Unity Summit, our IGU Summit. We are finishing up one more time for this.
Thank you,
Thursday, December 1st.
Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, everybody.
And one last thing before we finish up, if anybody would like to do so, you can go to the three little dots in the corner of the Zoom and press save chat, and you will get all the notes, those comments for your records if you wish to have those. Because that could include people's contact information as well. we'll give it a few moments for that, in case anybody would like to say for them.
Having no more questions, I'm going to end this recording and end today's session, Lloyd.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew, and we'll see you all next week.